Good afternoon. I hope you had a great lunch. My name is Agnieszka Walorska. And I started working in the area of customer experience about 10 years ago. And my main motivation for doing this was, and still is, to make technology serve people's needs. And I can imagine that's why a lot of you started doing what you're doing. And the first step was to make technology less frustrating and a little bit easier to use. And I don't want to say that it's not necessary anymore to do this, but some of you who maybe worked in this area like 7 years ago, after the product failed the user test, it was quite and often common from the customer, oh no, it's okay, the users will learn how to use it. And luckily, it's not that usual anymore. But the expectations on user experience have changed since then. Technology is basically everywhere. Artificial intelligence is making machines a lot smarter and more useful, even so smart that they are winning in jeopardy with real people. And the processing capacity, it's much, much faster. Like you can see, that's like a supercomputer from 69, and that's just an iPhone from 2014, and it's already much more powerful. So, and it's not that. I mean, technology is extremely cheap. So everything, basically, can be equipped with sensors and can have internet connection. From shoes to shirts, toothbrushes, keychains, home thermostats, or traffic lights. And technology is not a productivity tool anymore. It's a mobile, social, and functional companion in our daily lives. And we expect it not only to be usable, but we actually expect it to do more. We expect it to integrate seamlessly into our routines and to anticipate our actions. We expect technology to be convenient. And let me tell you a short story. I told it already in another context 1 year ago here, about how my morning could look like in maybe 7, 8 years. My sleep will not be interrupted by the annoying sound of an alarm clock, but instead I will be woken up by smell of fresh rebrewed coffee, and a soft morning light and gentle back massage. And it's not my boyfriend who is going the extra mile to make this day so very special, but he actually doesn't need to, because the sensors in my mattress, they can analyze my sleep and give all this information to the coffee machine, to the roller blinds, to massage element in my bed. So I can wake up in the best possible time without my deep sleep phase being interrupted. And actually, all the apartment is connected. It's not only reacting to voice commands and gestures, but it's also learning about my preferences and adjusting to this. For example, my intelligent closet proposes me the best suitable clothes for the appointments I have in my calendar, and my smart toilet analyzes my values and gives me the information about the nutrients I'm actually missing to give this information to my smart kitchen, which will prepare my breakfast accordingly. And my smart fridge also knows what's in there, and it recommends me the best provider and what I have to do, and everything I do, I just have to say, okay, do this. And my self-driving car, obviously, also synchronized with my calendar and check the traffic route on the route, check the traffic on the route to my morning appointment. And yeah, in the afternoon I go do a little bit shopping, and in the moment I enter the fashion store, I get this message: sorry, Agnieszka, you've almost reached your spending limit for fashion shopping this month, so better leave the store now and come next month. So what I do is obviously leave the store, as I don't want to overspend, and instead I go for a run to get some points for my health insurance discount. And you may laugh a little bit about this, but believe me, we're at least halfway there. And actually, all of the elements in this scenario are based on 3 rising trends in user experience, which are personalization, prediction, and zero user interface. Personalization, everyone knows the screen from Amazon, which is basically delivering information experiences to each customer based on his known preferences. And that's a product recommendation which are based on my searches or what I bought. But what's funny in this screen is actually this. Everything I need for a baby in one list. So I'm asking myself, is it a try of prediction? Because if it's prediction, I'm sorry to say, but it's really prediction, because I don't have children, I'm not pregnant, and I don't plan to be, and as I saw this, I immediately took a test, because I was so scared that Amazon might know something I don't. But yeah, that's what prediction should be about, actually. And the idea of prediction is to deliver targeted experiences which go a little bit farther than just personalization. It's the kind of customer experience design where the software or devices are really actively thinking alone and know what I'm doing in this very moment and predict what I'm going to do next. So a better example than this one before is Google Now. And Google Now knows where I am, where I'm at home, where I'm at work, and can provide me automatically with relevant information for my actions. So depending on my daily schedule, it can tell me what time, how much time do I need, for example, to get from work to the airport without me having to take any action. And the last one is zero user interface. And with zero user interface, of course, the prediction can go even a step farther, because think about it, why are we using like such funny devices where we have to tap or click or touch? It's not the way we are used to communicate, it's the way the machines are communicating. But now, thanks to the computer vision and to artificial intelligence, machines are more and more able actually to understand the way we are communicating. An early example of the Zero UI is Echo. It's this Amazon smart speaker who can actually talk back to you. So it works like kind of a personal assistant. You just have to say, it's actually listening all the time. It has 7 microphones. And when you say Alexa or Amazon, it just starts actively listening, and it can read you audiobooks, it can play you music, or if you ask it to do this, it can even tell you bad jokes. But there are more of such tools who are trying to use all these 3 trends I was talking about. My personally favorite tools are all different activity trackers like Jawbone, Fitbit, Garmin, and the Apple Watch, and they are personally very important to me because thanks to Fitbit, 3 years ago I lost like 7 kilograms, which was quite cool. And this year, with my Garmin, which was supporting me with the training, I finished marathon and Ironman, and it was like one of the most amazing experiences in my life. And I'm not sure. It would be definitely much more difficult if I didn't have all these devices. And it's all going farther. Soon we will not have to use all these devices, because soon we will be able to ingest them, actually, or to implant them somewhere. So it's already possible that sensors can be ingested and they deliver all this information, for example, to your doctor or to your device, what is happening in your brain, in your stomach, in your bloodstream. And it administer just the right doses of medicine, for example, which can actually not only improve the life quality, but it also can actually save lives. But that's one part of this experience. But when I see all these experiences and I think, what was my goal? My goal was to make technology serve people. And actually, if you look all these examples, I have to be really happy about what happened. But then when I think again about, for example, fitness trackers, of course they can make our life better. And they can track our fitness and our health and help us improve. But what they also can do, give us a discount in health insurance. And you can say, okay, it's great as well. Already some health insurances are doing this, that they are incentivizing their customers for actually delivering their fitness tracking data. And of course, it's optional. But the point is, when it's optional and it's good for you, why wouldn't you do this? And if you don't do this, do you have something to hide? And you have something to hide, then probably you're living somehow unhealthy, so we will raise your health insurance rate, because probably you're doing something wrong. And at this point, it's kind of smells a little bit fishy, and I'm asking myself what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing my best to provide a great personal experiences, but at the same time, it seems like I'm depriving the customers of another important need, the need for privacy. So let's think about it, how important this need is. 73% say it is, and they're concerned about this. And for 80%, it's not okay if online services pretend to provide free services, but then make money with data. And for 90%, it's very important to have control over the data, over what kind of data they're sharing and with whom they're sharing the data. So it seems pretty clear. Privacy is a really big issue. But I'm not sure if it is this easy. And to show it, I brought some different numbers. 55% say they're willing to share some personal information with companies in order to use services for free. 61% are not willing to pay for services, not to monetize their data. And 76% use only or mainly free services. So what does it mean? 80% disapprove free services, making money with data, and almost 80% use them. So how does it work? What do the numbers tell us? That we're quite an irrational species? Probably we are. I can very much recommend you this book, Predictably Irrational, so you can understand a little bit of this decision making. And especially why are we answering this way is because we lie, and we lie especially to ourselves. We lie to ourselves to reduce our cognitive dissonance, like here. And another example for this lying to ourselves, I have to speed up. It's, you know all the statistics, like with men saying they had an average 10 sexual partner and women having 7, and you ask yourself, how does it work if not all these guys are sleeping together? So it's basically the same, because we actually don't deliberately lie in such questionnaires, but we just give the answers we actually want to be true. And what does it have to do with privacy? Is actually the same, because everyone heard about Snowden, and we are reading a lot in newspapers and in TV, and we know that privacy is actually important, and we have to be concerned about this. But and we're a little ashamed, probably, that we don't care enough. That's why we give these answers. And the most important point is actually whether we really value privacy or just pretend to. We just value other things a little bit more. And it's not that we don't have the possibility to choose. I mean, we can pay cash, but we pay with a credit card. We can set a login and password for each and every online service, but it's just so much easier to hit the connect to a Facebook button. We can turn off the cookies in our browsers, But we don't want to continually re-enter our passwords, and we enjoy having personalized services. We generally can stop using services that track our every move, but we want to use them for many reasons. And don't get me wrong, I'm really not a privacy and security evangelist. I would be quite hypocritical if I pretended to do, because I am the same like irrational, self-decepting and lazy human being, and I don't read terms and conditions, and I hit Facebook, connect with Facebook and so on. But I'm asking myself if I always have to choose. I'm asking this myself as a customer and as a customer experience designer as well. Is it always the choice between privacy and convenience, or is it kind of a trade-off? I have to give up some of the privacy to have more convenience, or I have to give up some of the convenience to have my privacy. So I will probably not provide you with the perfect solution, but I would really like to discuss it with you after all. So I will speed up to the end. And I know that bringing privacy to user experience or to customer experience process is not very easy. But we have to care about this, and not for the pure value of privacy only, because if we collect people's data and we creep them out and they don't understand the purpose and they find it out later, then they will just go away. So the one thing to deliver valuable experience and privacy is always to ask yourself, how will the customer benefit? Every time you ask your data, ask yourself, how will having this data help you meet her needs? One site I was using recently about interior design, I was asked first to fill out like kind of a quiz when I can say what my preferences are and so on. And this I did because I understood, okay, if they want to provide me personalized experience, I have to give this information. But in the next step, they asked me for the telephone number without showing me anything. So they want to contact me about my design preferences, but I don't want them to contact me. So I just break up because I don't see why this will benefit me. And in services, it's all about me, it's all about customer. The other possibility is to offer people a choice. It's not that you have to lose the customer if they don't want to give you the data. There are sometimes alternatives. If they don't want you to track all the time the location, then you can just provide an input for the location. And be transparent. Tell people what you know about it. Google is already doing with the Google dashboard, which almost nobody is using, by the way. And don't mess around with the people. You don't really have to hide your privacy behind policy, behind long pages of legal gibberish. And you maybe don't have to hide your privacy setting, because if the people want to find it, they will find it out, and the only result will be that they will be pissed. So I'm coming to the end. What I want to say is that technology is actually giving us both possibilities. It's giving us ways to harm and to do well. Technology is neutral. It's the question how we are actually using this. And personalization and analyzing of vast amount of data give us great possibilities. It gave us possibilities to change actually lives of people all over the world and save lives. But as always, there is a kind of a flip side of this. And I had a nice words here, but I forget them, sorry. Yeah, if we don't set up like kind of a transparent set of rules, and if we as customer experience designer don't try to care and try to provide both values, privacy and great customer experience, then at the end, the trust in technology will drop, and we will stop serving, technology will stop serving people, and I will kind of fail in my mission I had as a customer designer. So I would be very happy about the discussion with you in the next 8 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Agnieszka, for this very interesting talk. I see there is already a question. Yes, please.
I just wanted to ask, should I speak up or?
Is it okay?
I can
Without
hear
macro?
you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my question is just because I never read the book Irrational.
Predictably irrational. Yeah.
What do you think about the? Isn't it some kind? You talked about that customers lie to you and each other or to themselves.
To themselves, especially. Yeah.
Yeah. But could it be also some kind of laziness?
Yeah, it is. It's like kind of very tied together. Yeah, I mean, I'm lying because I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to do this stuff. But then I know, actually, I have to do this stuff. So I say I'm doing this because otherwise the dissonance, the cognitive dissonance, it's so huge that I cannot live with it. So that's why I'm decepting myself actually. And yeah, of course, I mean, it's all based on laziness. I mean, if it would be easy to do both, or if I wouldn't have to think about caring of my privacy, then I would do this. It's the same. It's actually a funny example with people having cars, and they always say, "Oh, I have to sell this car," but then it's just too much effort to sell this car. But when you don't have this car, then it's just too much effort to buy this. So yeah, it's about laziness.
Any further questions? Otherwise, I would have one. So, how is this part of your daily activities of your project? Is this something that you sell to your customers? Is it?
No, I don't sell anything. I do everything, for free. No, it's not my main part, but it was my main part. Was always the topic of customer experience, and but I'm getting like kind of. I'm still a technology optimist, but I'm trying to be a well-informed optimist, so to say. And I see it for myself that I don't care that much about data, but if I have the option, and if the option is customer-friendly, that I actually do. And what I often see, like with my customers, that there are like 3 different approaches. The one is, oh, I don't care about this old privacy stuff, the people don't care, so I just want data, data, data. Mm-hmm. And it ends in having a lot of data, and you even yourself don't know what to do this until they breach. And the other thing is, oh, you have to do everything private, but that customer experience is not important. So what's my main goal is kind of to have a balanced view on this and to try to combine it as far as possible. But it's not my main selling point, it's just my main selling point is that I care about users, customers, and I care about technology, and I want it to work together in the best possible way.
Markus?
Yes, thanks for your talk, Agnieszka. I would like to contribute in the way to say that it's in our community as usability or user experience consultants or designers, that it should be a more valued topic or field for the companies also to recognize that it's in the future some advantage in comparison to other companies who don't respect the privacy of the customers, and also to make more transparent what the value for the customer itself is, so that they know what kind of value their own data have. And this is not done at the moment very clearly, I think. And there it's always good just to bring that topic up, because a lot of people don't even care about it. And I think that we have, as advocates for the users, also the responsibility to take this serious. And I'm a privacy evangelist, if you want to see it like that, but I'm not saying don't use Facebook or whatever, not anymore, but be concerned about it and try to figure out what to use it for and how to make it in the future maybe more easy for people to decide what to choose.
I'm not sure if it was a question, but I will try to answer. I mean, there are some things. There were also some examples when this complete transparency and saying people what kind of data we are having, it backfired, because the point is, if you're doing this, if one is doing this and say, okay, that's all I collect about you, and others are collecting even more, but I not saying it, that then actually the user thinks or the customer thinks, oh, they are having so much data, and I don't want to use them. It was like a kind of virus. Antivirus software who did it. And that's why, I mean, I really not believe in politics doing any good to technology generally, but I think that there is a kind of a set of rules. I'm not sure if it's legal or generally technological or moral or whatever we need for these things, and we need like actually everybody to take care of this like the same way, so that we really have a kind of a comparison, because otherwise I don't have the trust, because you're saying, okay, you're collecting this data, and maybe you're collecting even more, or someone else is not telling me anything and is collecting huge amounts of data.
There was another question here, and then you're next.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the things that some of the companies are just getting paid by the data you share with them. So if you would force them to give you more privacy, or to let you choose by yourself which things you want to share, or if you don't want to share anything, wouldn't it somehow not impact
Impact
some of the companies that are based on just collecting data and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. That's actually the huge question, and but the question is for me like not let users share anything, because I just say that it has to be more transparent, because if I say, you know, I don't care that they have this and this and this data, and I rather pay with this data than with my actual money, then I mean, I'm free to choose, but I would like to have maybe the choice, and I would like to have the transparency and actually to know about this. And it's not only, oh, we're free, but it's like more, oh, we're free, but that's what that's the currency you're paying us with.
The state is saving me as a customer to eat bad food, to drive a car which would kill me. Why can't we say the state needs to do something to save me as a customer, to prevent myself from hurting me and my data, to be naked on Facebook or whatever?
Oh, that's a political discussion, and I'm liberal, so so I would say the state cannot prevent you from doing bullshit. Actually, I mean, it can prevent you in some things. Yeah, you know, it can prevent you when your bullshit is actually affecting other people, like when you drink and drive and so on.
That's right. If I'm sitting on top of the car and driving it, so I will get killed. But if I'm sitting inside, the state prevents the car company from building a car who would be likely to kill me.
Yeah, but it's not about. It's not only protecting you from you being stupid, but it's protecting you for the company being not fair.
Yeah, but I'm not the one who's building. Oh, actually, I am, but because I'm building software. But the company they are the people who are building the software, which are gathering my data and selling them to other companies, which are again making money with my data. So wouldn't it be sensible to prevent the company by whatever law or something like this to do this?
I think it's very difficult. It's very difficult, a difficult legal question, because on the one side, I don't think that that there is a need of too much telling people what they are allowed or not allowed to do, because I want people to have a free choice. But on the other side, I think what the companies should be especially forced to do is to provide this transparency, so you can really decide by yourself. You know, I don't want you to prevent you for giving these things up, because for me, maybe these informations are important. For me, it's maybe important not to give my telephone number. For you, maybe you say, I don't care. I care more about other things. But the point is, I think the most important point in this legislation is also to set this set of rules which will kind of embrace transparency, especially.
Actually, I don't believe the state would do this, because the state is also selling our data.
That's a whole different question, but yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you very much, Agnieszka.
Thank you.